The way I found out about it was actually before I went to the jungle. I kind of saw a little bit of it. I kind of was interested about it and did a little bit of Google search. And so it was just like a passing thing. I thought it was kind of interesting. After doing ayahuasca, I came back and I went in further into it, and I was like, wow, this seems like something special. My buddy Nick from Massachusetts, I told him about it. He was like right in that stuff. He was like, yes, I want to do this big time. And we were at work one day. He was like, hey, why don't we go tomorrow and do it? So I was really blessed to be able to start sungazing in Boston. And he found a really nice place to do it, and the benefits were just, it was just amazing, just going through the whole process. I really enjoyed it. Well, my personal intention with sun-gazing is to be able to, as an experiment first of all, to see, well, to see if it actually has the effects that it claims to have. And I'm the type of person that likes to actually delve into things that are kind of taboo, like don't look at the sun. You're not supposed to look at the sun. So I'm like, I'm gonna look at the sun. Especially though, I'm not just stupid about it. I'll do research on it as well. And to see all these people that have sun gazed, I haven't seen one person with glasses on, and they're old and whatever, and then that kind of gets you to the point where you're like, bird just shit on my pants. Basically, when the sun gazing issue or the practice, it was very intriguing because of the fact that they were talking about you can reach anidia, which means you don't require food. That was the first impulse. The second thing was about being able to kind of face your issues just through looking at the sun without trying. Just looking at the sun, communicating with the sun, just helps bring the light into the situation and kind of burns everything away almost. But after I did a few minutes of the sun gazing, the anidia and all that stuff didn't really matter as much anymore because I was feeling very peaceful, enjoying the practice. Like at the beginning, I was like gun home, like I need the sun, I need the sun, I need the sun, because it was just so beneficial. But then after, I was noticing that I was becoming much more relaxed and all that. So, and I have noticed about the eating, like I can go with just like 2 or 3 green smoothies a day and maybe some snacks like cheese and crackers or something. And if I do eat, I'll just eat because of the enjoyment of it, but I don't really have as much hunger pangs. So yeah, but basically it's because, you know, I'm kind of a rebel in a way where I'm like, they say don't stare at the sun. I'm gonna do it, even if it's my body. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, because they've been told about it, and it's true, stuff could possibly happen, because I'm only at, I'm at 9 minutes. So it's possible that there could be some side effects. But at the same time, it's like, I have an experiment. I'm going to finish the experiment because I'm using, I guess, a spiritual scientific method, you know, and it kind of, nobody can say you can't do this.
Right.
And I'm kind of facing it as also in a way of facing your fears too, because people have a fear of looking at the sun. So it also brings out, helps take away the fear aspect as well, you know?
Cool.
Well, the accomplishment, I hope to just be able to just be more peaceful and be more myself. Like I said before, like the non-eating thing and all that kind of stuff doesn't matter as much anymore.
Yeah.
But it would be like a nice side effect. But at the same time, it's like through, especially my last few gazes, everything's just becoming more peaceful. And so that's, if there's any accomplishment, I've already gotten to a particular point of accomplishment that I like, and I don't even call it an accomplishment. It just feels more myself. Well, usually these are the suggestions. An hour before gazing, don't eat, don't drink water. Kind of like have that little fast. You stand barefoot on ground or sand. And, you know, sometimes you could, it's okay, I guess, on rock and cement, but it's still not the same, so it's best to do it on ground or sand. And then it's good to stand straight with your spine straight and to just look at the sun like you were looking at a person, a TV, or whatever, like a computer screen, the same type of thing. You just look at it. Like, and it doesn't matter if you blink a lot or squint a bit. That's fine until you get used to it. Like now I can look at the sun where it's pretty bright and I can still be like, you know, a little squinting, maybe like this, but you know, that's started slowly going away, and it's much easier to look at the sun now. Definitely. So all the limits and all the rules are helpful, but they're not necessary. You should find,
big city, you can still do it.
yeah, you should find your own where it feels right. I would suggest though to do the 10 seconds a day protocol, because not only HRM says it's necessary for you to get the proper programming, but I really look at it from the patient's point of view, as in it's a really good lesson in patience, because that's a beautiful practice. Patience practice is the best. I really enjoy that, because at the beginning I was all gung-ho. I just wanted, like, I need more. But now it's kind of like 10 seconds is really good, because you are raising your vibration, and if it goes too quickly, you can go into a little bit of a enlightenment shock, perhaps. So you just want to slowly get to it, and it's really pleasant after each 10 seconds you go, because once you hit like 5, 6, 7 minutes, then you're like, yeah, each 10 seconds it's perfect. Just an extra 10 seconds is perfect. Well, the rest of the protocol suggests, which I think is really key, is to barefoot walk for 45 minutes on ground or sand. It would be really nice to have a beach and the sun's there. That's really nice too, but anywhere in nature. And I prefer getting where the sun is actually hitting the ground or the sand, so then you can get the energy through your feet. You shouldn't walk on grass, because grass also take energy from the sun, so it could take energy from your feet as well. So it's best to do it on the ground. And that's also another practice that people do separately, people who don't know about sun gazing. It's called earthing, and they also suggest to walk on the ground and the sand as well. And I feel that's really key. Another thing is you can sun charge your water in a glass jar or a cup or something. It's best if you can cover it so no stuff can get in there, particles and all bugs and whatever. And the fourth thing is to, if you can, to sunbathe, also at safe hours. So safe hours basically means an hour at sunset, when from sunset, an hour from sunset, and an hour from when sunrise starts. So that's safe hours. You get an hour where you can do gazing and sunbathing. So if you gaze in the morning, bathe at night. And it's really key. I've done it a couple times. It's really nice, because the sun is just it's so calming. It's just kind of like a wash, instead of like when you're sun tanning, it's kind of like you're baking your body. The energy is really intense with that. But when you sunbathe, you're getting all the vital nutrients and all that stuff, and you're getting vitamin D up the wazoo. Like, our bodies apparently made to take in 90,000 IUs of vitamin D's or D3. So that's key. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, definitely. If you're gonna sun gaze, like the only real important thing is to just do the 10-second thing barefoot.
Yeah.
But I also would emphasize, besides the 10-second barefoot walking, 45 minutes a day. Honestly, that is so key. Like
Meditation, right?
those two, because I feel so glowy after I do it. Like I sun gaze in the morning, and then I do it right after because it's perfect time because it's still not too bright out, and it's so key. The other stuff, I like to drink sun-charged water almost all the time as well, but it is key. All you really need to do is the 10-second thing barefoot. If you're going to sun-charge water, it's good to charge it from 5 to 8 hours in direct sunlight. Well, I have noticed that my eyesight has gotten better. It might be in my head, but it really feels like it's truly better. And I'm much more calm, much more relaxed, much more okay with everything. Like I got really, my dreams are really nice. Even if I don't remember them, they're still like some weird, but they have a much more nicer energy to them. So, and it feels like I'm communicating with the sun more, as in like a being. Like sometimes I just feel like doing this, and it's really nice. And when you feel like doing that, do it, because it really feels nice. You're just like, yes. While you're gazing, you're like, it's really nice. Definitely. I am planning to go the full HRM protocol, but the HRM protocol after the 44 minutes suggests that you go you go down to 15 minutes every day after for a year, and then you stop. But I think I like this other protocol that I saw, so I'm going to do HRM all the way to 44 minutes, and then I saw this other protocol that says, well, today you're at 44 minutes, and then tomorrow you take off a minute, so you do 43. So each day you take off a minute until you reach 15, and then you continue 15. And then after that, I'm just going to play it by ear. When I'm at 15, maybe I'll do it every day, maybe I'll do it whenever like it calls me, or whenever I have the opportunity. And I think sun gazing may be a lifelong practice, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Some of them are interesting. I don't know how sun gazing could just do it itself. I'm sure that it would be other things that you do in your life as well to be able to get these, but some of them is the enlightenment aspect. Again, I feel everybody's enlightened, but they just don't know it. So this may help with that. Another thing is, there's a claim that you'd be able to do things like levitate and things of that nature. You have like manifest things, but I don't think just sun gazing would do that. I think you'd have to be able to go deeper into other aspects of your life, because I don't think if you just have an issue with something that you just hope that the sun's going to get rid of it for you. You got to work with it. So I think the most important thing is to work with the emotional issues or things that you're going through with your life with the sun in like a ceremonial type of aspect. And then if that other stuff happens, that'd be just great. I'd love to levitate and fly and go wherever I want, or transport, but that's not really that important at the moment. What's important is to be able to be yourself, and understand that anything is possible. Anything is possible. So don't worry about the means to an end where I'll be the Superman dude. Don't worry about that, because that's kind of like just a mental aspect. But if it happens, it should feel absolutely normal, like breathing. That's the way I look at it. one were to levitate, it would just feel normal, like you're just breathing, and it shouldn't be this great act of superheroism. It should just be like a normal thing that humans will eventually evolve to, and maybe sun gazing might enhance that. Who knows? I don't know. No, not really, because if you achieve something, then you feel like you're at the top of this mountain, for example, and you've achieved it. I'm the victor of enlightenment. But once you know you've got that, you've just limited yourself because you've reached a psychological point in your mind. And what happens when you're on top of a hill, there's always the chance you'll fall. So enlightenment is with you always. It's just removing the distortion. So you can be at the top of the hill or the bottom of a pit, but you're still enlightened. The light is with you. It is in you. Just like even Jesus said in the Bible, which I really find is beautiful. Because if you read in between the lines, you can find a lot of beautiful things with different teachers. But he also said the kingdom of heaven is within you. So it's not something external. It's already there. It just, you have to remember it or get out of the amnesia of it. It's just there always. You always have access to it, and the access point is this moment. So yeah, enlightenment definitely is not a goal because it's already there. Well, the thing is that there are many people that have quote unquote reached enlightenment, and they don't claim they've reached it. They basically claim the same thing that I was kind of saying, it's always there, but that have never sun gazed, and it's there, and they find a light within them. But in the word enlightenment, the word light, so it kind of makes sense that since there's a sun and there's light involved, that could help facilitate removing the distortion. Definitely, and enlightenment is not really a goal. It is a path to walk. And the same thing with sun gazing. It is a practice. With any practice you do, even if you pick up an instrument, it's a path you're walking. And during your practice, enlightenment is always there when there's not much mind going on, and you're just being fluid with your practice. You're being a good student, and the path that you're walking, the journey, is very important. Because the journey is enlightenment, not the end goal. Like I'm gonna go somewhere else, and when I reach there, then, because we're always stuck in a means to an end mentality. So that's definitely something that our society is too focused on. It just try not to be in a means to an end mentality. Try to see everything for what it is. Like, right now, we're on this beautiful river in Sydney, Ohio, and yet there's this town just 10 minutes away that's got McDonald's, fast food, and all that. It's kind of got that weird energy, but 20 minutes away, you got this 10 or 20 minutes away, you got this beautiful area. Every place on the planet has beautiful places to go and just kind of reconnect, and that's definitely very important. Nature, very important, you know? I guess, I don't know if they've changed, but I think they've more or less don't matter. You know, like my perceptions, it's interesting because it's like, I don't really believe anything anymore in my head, what my mind's trying to tell me, or what anybody else is saying. I look at it as a possibility. And it's really not that important what the mind says. And I find it more important to be able to use the mind as a tool for task-oriented things. Like, I'm going to bake a cake. All right, you mix this with this flour with that, put a little chocolate in there, follow the ingredients, and put it in at 350 in the oven for an hour or whatever. That's task oriented. But once the mind starts getting like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Oh, I wish I could be there and whatever. Then you've just used the wrong, you're using your mind in a way that's not beneficial. Just like you wouldn't use a hammer to bake that cake because it's the wrong tool. You use like a spoon and measuring cups and stuff. So it's just being able to use everything you have as a tool. Like the mind is a tool for certain things. Your emotions are a tool for certain things. Your tactile touch is another tool. Your sight is another tool. Your taste, your hearing, everything. They're all different tools to be able to use synergistically and not necessarily mixed. They should be in harmonics. That's a good way of saying it. They should be harmonizing instead of mixing up into a jumble of grayness, you know? Well, I'd say the first thing, if you're really stuck in your mind, and say this is like the first time you're hearing this type of information, I would just say focus on your body. Just feel your body. Try to feel your body. Like this is one cool thing. Eckhart Tolle, very cool little practice. It's just look at your hand and try to feel your hand without thinking about feeling it. And just ask the question, is my hand here? And all of a sudden you start feeling kind of like, you actually literally start feeling the electricity in your hand. It's always there, but now you're noticing it. So your hand starts to feel a little bit tingly. You don't touch it. You're just like, okay, my hand. Because first of all, this is what he says as well, it takes away from your mind what your thoughts are saying, and it puts the attention, instead of your attention on your thoughts, it puts your attention in the hand. So then it stops the problematic thinking. And then all of a sudden you feel the hand and it moves up your arm and you're like, ooh, yeah. And then you feel everything, then you start feeling your body eventually. But if you've done it more and you're really connected with your body, then once you do your hand, then you feel your body almost instantly. Well, that's the first direction. If you have good direction in your body, then you'll be able to intuitively know without necessarily your thought process what to do next. Like you'll just have this thing, yeah, I got to do this. And when it happens, you'll just know. Just like it's not a mental construct. You just know you have to do this. And there's no problematic thinking with it. It's very like understandable. Even though there's not a specific answer involved with it, you just know it without an answer. Yes, the mind is a trickster if it is not used as a tool. If it's used problematically, then it's a trickster. And the body can also fool you sometimes, of course, but it's much more accurate than the mind, because the body can also have a reaction to a certain addiction, for example, and it wants that. So it's being able to sit with that feeling as well. So to feel that. But then when you're more, it is much more accurate way. But what is more is the intuitive. So the body is the connection from both worlds, from the outward world and the inner world. So once you're in your body, then you can go into the inner realm, which is probably the most accurate because it is completely feeling beyond your body as well. But your body is the hub. So it's much better to focus on your emotions and your feelings first. So completely feel your emotions, even if it feels like crap. Completely feel your emotions and try not to allow the thought to be problematic, because the thoughts are separate than the emotions in this respect. They're different tools. So you completely feel it and just be with it. Feeling like crap. All right.
But you're not thinking right there.
But you're not thinking, you're just feeling like crap.
Yeah.
And then
You might
once,
still be thinking.
yeah, your thoughts come in, but
Just-
eventually they're just, your thoughts are kind of like clouds passing in the background, just kind of like, they're not the problematic thoughts are not that as important anymore. Well, clarity with sun gazing, definitely. There's a lot of clarity with it, but that also was because I agreed to cooperate with the sun, because it takes two to tango. Basically, you have to be able to work with it. So you make the agreement in a way, and then you just you see what happens. That's it. It's curiosity. See what happens. Interesting. Well, if I was going to say anything to the world right now, is that I know it's kind of cliched, but be here now. Be here. Just be in the moment. And whatever practice you do it fully, completely, nitpick it, examine it completely, and just be in it. Just fully immerse yourself in it, because that's the whole thing. Your body, spirit, mind, the whole shebang is inclusive in this moment. So to be as much in this moment as possible, to be aware of it, because you're always in the moment, to be as aware as possible about the moment. Very key. Just be aware as possible of the moment, and be here now. And it doesn't even have to be sun gazing, and whatever practice you do can always lead you to yourself. Green Smoothie is spectacular. If you have an opportunity to do the green smoothies along with sun gazing, I would think that is pretty key. Because at the beginning, because you apparently don't really, I'm not at 15 minutes yet, so apparently you don't really feel like amazing, results until you reach 15 minutes of sun gazing, which is, well, for me, it's like 6 minutes away. Woo! But so the green smoothies really help me kind of work with it together, because usually that's all I'll do is green smoothies, a little bit of snacking, and gazing. And the green smoothies definitely give you that vital energy, because basically with sun gazing, you're taking in the sun through your pupils, you're taking in the vitamin D, and it's translating into light energy in your stomach. So that's how you're eating the sun. You're feeding yourself with the sun. Because what you do with, say, food, especially if it's organic, raw, like the green smoothies, the same thing is happening. You're putting in this organic matter, and it's breaking it down into light energy, literally. That's why when you go to the bathroom, you get all this matter coming out of you. And organic matter. you get all this matter out of you, but the only thing that your body takes is the light energy, and all this other stuff just gets released. So eventually, if you sun gaze and you get to inedia, you won't be going to the bathroom. Definitely, yeah, definitely. If you have green smoothies as close to the sun as possible, because it's a plant and it's raw, and when you mix all the substances in there, all the plants and whatever, it's key that you blend it, because it's easier to take in all the vitamins and nutrients. Because you gotta have a big bowl of salad, but if you want to get the same benefits, you'd have to chew like 50 times each bite to be able to get the same benefits. We just basically chew like 4 or 5 times and swallow, so you don't get the whole benefit. If you notice gorillas out in like the jungles and stuff, they have a leaf, chew it for like 20 minutes, the next leaf, and they're huge. They got like, they're mammoths.
Like half their day just chewing.
Yeah, and but they know intuitively how to do it. So this is us being able to do it with modern technology. I just saw a video that my buddy Tyler Gutman sent, and that's what got me hooked on Green Smoothie. So if I kind of like showed him about sungazing, he definitely showed me about Green Smoothies. It's awesome. There's a Green Smoothie book online, Amazon, Veronica something.
Yeah.
Green Smoothie. I'll put it on the bottom. Maybe I'll put the information there if you want to check it out. Yeah, one of these right here.
Yep.
All right, cool.
I was gonna ask you something, but now I forgot.
Ayahuasca is a beautiful plant, a beautiful medicine, and I believe through my work with ayahuasca has led me to do the road trip as well. So, you know, like my perceptions are slowly, my inner mental perceptions are slowly fading away into something that's more tangible and is working with my inner guidance, where I feel more balanced with whatever it's going to turn out to be what I do.
That's it, man.
That's it. Awesome.